Since the election, a big question that everyone has been wondering is if Trump will support Ripple and eventually adopt the XRP ledger for the US banking system. Another big question is if Trump will support the RLUSD stablecoin, which has a direct link to the XRP ledger. And this is one of the main things that everyone has been guessing about. We have a lot to talk about in this movie today. Again, everything we've seen happen in the last few months since the election has pointed to the fact that Ripple is becoming a part of the US financial system, and XRP and the XRP LEL are starting to play a big role in that. With that out of the way, welcome back to the cast. Hi everyone, my name is Nick. If this video is your first time on the channel, I hope you decide to join by the end. It's clear that most of this room has been, going through a little chop. It seems pretty clear. Don't you agree? You guys probably don't need me to say it. In the noon video from yesterday, we talked a bit about the market, where it is now, and how the cycle is coming to an end. Now, the important thing is that everyone is losing their way. Many people are angry and upset. Because of the price movement, they're starting to worry about what will happen next. I mean, this month is over. From about the beginning to the middle of December, prices haven't changed much. Before that, there was a nice little move to the upside in XRP around the beginning or middle of January. But since then, prices have mostly been going up and down. It's been dull. It's only going in one direction. Most of the time, this is the best time to be in the place because no one knows whether to buy or sell. One thing is for sure, the answer will be clear if you really look at how the mood is changing. And the feeling is dead right now if you look at it. A lot of people are really angry right now. They're kind of done with crypto now. They do not wish to talk about it whatsoever. Their investments have lost a lot of value. You could say that Bitcoin is going down in value while Bitcoin power is going up. It looks like some old coins are being killed, which should tell you everything you need to know about what you should be doing right now. But besides just price changes, right, there are signs of a change coming from the US government. And I think everyone should pay attention to this because it will affect crypto for a long time, not just the next 4 years. If you look at how technology is changing, we're pretty much set for the next 10 years or so. For example, crypto technology is changing payments, banking, and pretty much everything else you can think of. Before we get to the really, really big thing here, Coinbase. Okay, guys, you already know that I work with Caleb and Brown. Not long ago, a good friend of mine, a post was made by Pharaoh about Coinbase. In fact, Coinbase was taking back orders. We see a lot of this in this space. After that, he also says, Caleb and Brown are good. A lot of my good friends in this space and most of you who watch have also given Caleb and Brown the thumbs up. And you know what? After using it, I think this is one of the best and most reliable swaps out there right now. For Caleb and Brown, there's a link to it in the text below. You can use my affiliate link to sign up if you want to. This is one of the few regulated exchanges in the US for US investors. Now, it's clear that this is a global trade. Anyone can sign up, but this is one of the best exchanges, and customer service is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is controlled. The things they sell, listen, they don't have every crypto project out there, but they do have some of the best ones, right? We know that XRP is there. We know that HBAR is there. We know that a lot of the big names are there. If you guys want to try a new exchange, stay away from the centralized ones that cancel orders and do other shady things. Check out Brown and Caleb. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But if you like it, it might become one of your favorite exchanges in the room. Check it out. Tell me what you think. Besides that, let's jump right in. So number one huge narrative floating around this area is the SEC case with Ripple. So if you guys didn't know, we just saw the Coinbase case get paused, just like the Binance case. Expect the SEC to similarly pause the Ripple case soon. Now listen, when we think about what's going here, everything around the SEC, from what we've known about it for like the last 4 years, the tone is shifting. We also know that Doge is going to be reviewing the SEC as well, which I think is going to put a big damper on a lot of those cases, including, of course, the Ripple case. This is where we start to see a shift. This is where we also start to see Ripple break out of the chains and become an even bigger name in the US market. You can read a lot of this if you want to learn more about this. You guys are welcome to go see John Reed Stark on X. This is all broken down in great detail by him if you really want to know everything. However, the most important thing to note is that many of these crypto cases are now being put on hold. I believe it's because it draws attention to the change we are beginning to see from the SEC. This is really cool to see because it looks like Ripple is about to get rid of all of those problems. Now we're going to talk more about Ripple, right? The company Ripple is very interesting. Let's be honest about this. Every day I make movies about XRP and Ripple, but Ripple is an interesting company for more than just the services they provide, such as cross-border payments, tokenization, institutional-grade security, and solutions for digital assets. Besides that, they have the stable coin. Now, let's talk about how strong they are. But it's not just the names that are linked to Ripple. The board is crazy, we know it. Rosie Rio is just a name for one person, right? People with those kinds of names don't just join any board, okay? They don't do it for fun. For years, she has only good things to say about Ripple. It's because of what Ripple has to offer. Okay, we know how big this market is getting when we think about the US market right now and crypto in general. We basically know how important it is to be one of the first people to use crypto if the US really wants to back. And that's crypto, Silicon Valley too. Either you are ahead of everyone else or you are far behind. When it comes to new ideas and disrupting the market, Ripple is one of the best examples. And XRP and the XRPL are two of the first big names in the technology that makes this space work. When we see posts like this, which by the way, Brad Garlinghouse shared again, we can be sure that they came from Brad Garlinghouse, right? We can see that this was the last post he shared an hour ago by going to his account. Guys, Donald Trump wrote 2 stories about Ripple on Truth Social right after each other. These are the stories now. Coindesk.com says that Donald J. Trump is #1. The result of Donald Trump is to boost Ripple Labs' US deals and XRP gains. The block is the next one. This link takes you to a website where the CEO of Ripple says that 75% of open rules are now based in the US because of Trump. Right now, if we look at Truth, we can see that this is Donald Trump's account on Truth Social. Here are those posts that came right after each other 5 hours ago. This is interesting. Once more, yes, we have been concentrating on these important ideas. A lot of folks will say, oh, Nick, you're talking about old news now. It's January 6th, January 5, 2019. It doesn't matter to me if this is 6 months old. The president of the United States just posted 2 stories about Ripple right after each other. This wasn't just some, oh, let's post a link right now. No, this was a back-to-back post that showed how successful Ripple has been since the election. This is about Brad's post at the beginning of January, in which he said that since the election, the Trump effect is already making crypto great again. For example, 75% of Ripple's open positions are now in the US, whereas most of their hires in the last 4 years were from outside the US. Also, since the election, we've signed more US deals in the last 6 weeks than in the 6 months before. The talks are what make this all interesting, right? What if this wasn't enough to make you optimistic? I mean, just think about the talks that have been going on with Ripple team members. Okay, that makes sense. Truth be told, there is something much bigger going on behind the scenes. It looks like Ripple has really made it possible for it to become a very important part of the future US banking system. It makes a lot of sense. Let's not waste time talking about what Bitcoin will do. Hey guys, I don't see the CEO of Bitcoin talking with the president. Okay, Bitcoin isn't going to turn billions of dollars into tokens. I don't think Bitcoin is a very good way to move billions of dollars. Okay, these are the facts. A US-based company that uses XRP and the XRPL for most of its solutions is now meeting with the new presidential administration in a big way. They are pushing this space forward and also trying to get people to finally take it seriously and get behind it, because something bad will happen if we don't. Something very important is at stake. If we are not first, another country will be, because this kind of technology will still be around. It's going to get bigger and bigger. But this isn't the first time Ripple has met with the US government. Let's go back to 2024. In the past, many years ago, Ripple, this is Brad Garlinghouse on the right, was at a very important meeting of the IMF's Interdepartmental Working Group on Finance and Technology. Do you remember this? Yes. I mean, these are the biggest and best in the business world. All of these guys are sitting down, and Brad Garlinghouse is just sitting there. The big question is why? Why does Ripple always show up to these meetings? Why does Ripple always have to do with these big names? It can't just be a coincidence. A lot of